Happy Valentine's Day. Let's do this easy casual daytime look. I wanted to go for like a light bronzy taupe eye and then a little bit brighter of a pink lip than I would normally do. So let's get into it. So Valentine's Day has always been my favorite holiday. I have no idea why, if it's just because I'm so girly, so I love all the pink, but it is my favorite. Starting out with the iconic London Underglow primer, which I just started using recently, and I feel like it does a good job of just blurring out some of the larger pores I have. It's so funny how you hit your 30s and you're like, oh fun, I have all of these large pores and all of this texture on my skin that wasn't here before. So I'm learning how to work with that. I'm using two foundations today. The first one is the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Foundation, the stick one, and then the second is going to be the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I've loved this one for years and years, but the older I get, the more heavy it looks on my skin. So I'm just using a tiny bit of that and primarily this one. This one just doesn't have much coverage at all. I always see other people use this as their main foundation and it looks so pretty alone if you have perfect skin, but I do not. So we're gonna mix a little bit of this. That much for my whole face. And I'm just dotting it on. And I like to blend with a brush and then go over it with a beauty sponge. So I'm using the BK Beauty 101 brush, and it's so dirty. Today is brush wash day. I try to wash these like once a week, but I'm really bad at prioritizing that and remembering to do it. So this is a mental note to myself that today we're gonna wash these brushes. We never celebrate Valentine's Day the day of since having kids because it's so busy at the restaurants, and we usually bring our kids with when we go out to eat, which we could get a sitter for our 2-year-old, but I still have trust issues leaving my infant with somebody. So if we go out, they come with us, and Valentine's Day is really just not the day to be bringing our 2 tiny kids into a crowded restaurant around other people who are trying to go on a calm, probably child-free date. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. I've been loving this lately just to give a little bit of life to my face because it's actually pretty cold here. I know it's freezing cold everywhere, but that's not super normal for us here, and it's cold enough to the point where I don't even want to go outside, so I have zero tan. Tower 28 concealer. I think this is the only concealer I've used since starting a YouTube channel. It's just very lightweight and easy. I'm doing the initial blend with this with a brush. This one is the BK Beauty 109, the smaller one. And then I'll again go over it with a sponge. Also, please let me know if the lighting in this video is better. I'm right by a window, so I feel like it's a little bit more bright and clear. I'm still struggling with figuring out the best lighting because I'm just filming on an iPhone. I don't have any fancy equipment, so I don't know how to get the clearest videos possible with the equipment that I'm working with. I need to get a new contour stick because I was using the Westman Atelier one for a long time and then ran out of it and just never repurchased a new one. I've been thinking about trying the Too Faced one. I've heard that one's really good and that they have good cool tone shades. I'm taking 2 Rhode blushes, Toasted Teddy and Piggy, and just kind of blending them together. Before I blend these, I like to spray the Rhode glazing mist on, and this just helps everything blend together really nicely. This is the Makeup by Mario F1 brush. I used to think I needed to do so much more with my makeup, but now I feel like I like it a lot better when it's just really simple. Next, I'm using the Rare Beauty Liquid Luminizer in the shade Mesmerize. It's the rose gold shade, and it is so pretty. The hair stuck in my blush. There we go. Some days I have the energy to do more than this, and then some days I really just don't. And this is one of those routines that works even when your energy is low. The other day I emailed my OB and I was like, help. I am so low energy all the time, and it's not because my baby is not sleeping. So I had my thyroid tested because all of my symptoms lined up with that, but all the levels came back normal, which I guess is good, but at the same time I'm like, dang it, then why am I so tired all the time? I'm putting some Kosas powder on just under my eyes. I feel like I've just been exhausted. I'm not sleeping well. I am having like really vivid dreams every night that make me wake up just feeling so tired, like I haven't slept at all. And then I've had really bad anxiety lately, kind of out of nowhere. So if you experienced any of those symptoms at like 6 months postpartum and there was a reason you found out for it, let me know. I don't know if it's just a hormone shift and my body just needs time to get over it, or if I need to do more blood work or what, but it's frustrating. It's like no matter how much you sleep, you just can't feel rested. And then I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury setting powder just to cover up those areas with pores a little bit more. I ran out of my niacinamide serum that I had been using for a while, and I wasn't going to repurchase it because I'm so big on like keeping my routines as simple as possible now. And so I was like, maybe I can get away with not buying it again and just using what I have. But I really do think that it made a difference because since I stopped using it, I feel like I have more texture and pores on my face. So I think I am going to repurchase that. It was the Good Molecules one, so it's like $8, I think, on Amazon. Let's see, let's do brows next. This is the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Taupe, I think, yes. And I don't do much with this. I'm just filling a little bit in on the outer part. Okay, for eyes, I'm using 2 of the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize pots in the shades Oyster Pearl, that's for my lid, and then Champagne just for the inner corner. And I just use my fingers for these. These are so easy. So this is what Oyster Pearl looks like. It's a really pretty taupey bronze shade. So if you've tried some of her other shades and they were too warm toned for you, like I used to use Amber Gold, and that one is so pretty, but it's way too warm for my skin tone. This is like the cool toned girl version of that. So it still gives that bronzy look, but it's gonna look a lot cooler on your face and be more flattering if you are neutral to cool. I just take it on my lid and then kind of blend it up into my crease. And these are great because they set down and they don't crease. I've never liked cream eyeshadow before because my eyelids are on the oilier side, so they always will crease up and just not last throughout the day, but these set like a powder. Next, I've been loving the Tarte Double Take eyeliner. This is the brown shade and it has a pencil side and a liquid side. So I use the pencil side to kind of tightline, doing a tiny little wing with the liquid side. And then I'm gonna smudge it with a little thin brush. And I've been using the Tower 28 mascara in the brown shade. This is good, but I'm not gonna repurchase it. I like the L'Oreal mascaras just as much. I'm doing 2 coats of this, but I'm gonna let this dry for like 30 seconds before doing the second coat. I hope this is enjoyable to watch. I feel like all the Valentine's Day makeup videos that I've seen are super curated and super like dramatic, and they're people in like perfect outfits who are going out in the city to a rooftop bar that's super fancy. And I'm just like fighting for my life with 2 kids over here just trying to get my makeup on in 10 minutes. It's so funny how plans are so different in different stages of life, so maybe this will be relatable to somebody. I just did another layer of this mascara and this is on its last leg. It's getting so dry out, so I need to retire that one. I'm going back in with that Rhode Glazing Mist one more time to set everything. And then the lips is where I'm gonna have a little bit of fun here. So I'm starting with the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Fair. I'm using a lot of their products today. All right, and then this is the House of Color lipstick in the shade Soft Sweet Pink. This is one of the shades that is made for people who are the summer color season. So it's kind of a brighter pink shade, but it's muted enough to work if you are in the summer category. I think winters can wear this really well too. I thought it was gonna be too bright when I first got it. I should stop trying to talk while I'm doing this. I thought it was gonna be too bright when I first got it, but I think when my eye makeup is pretty light, just gives a pretty pop of color to the skin without screaming bright pink. Okay, let me get these things out of my hair. I hope everyone has a wonderful Valentine's Day, and I'll see you next time.